What's up, Rad Potential followers, people of the interwebs hanging out on the line today? Beautiful day. If you notice, I'll put the clip in. Silver FD's out of the garage, done. Actually, I have to take the key out of it because it runs now. Just got to make sure the tune's good and she's ready to roll. Everything else is buttoned up. This is a car you've never seen before on the channel. Maybe just in the background or whatever, but so this is my 1991 RX7 convertible. It is originally white. However, when I got it, it was black. This is the first car I ever did body work on, first car we ever painted. My cousin Brandon basically did all of the paint work and I helped with the body work. So looks pretty good, rolling on stock wheels. So the engine setup in this car, actually pretty proud of it. So it's, I would call it like a half bridge or a partial bridge. So these engines are a 6-port rotary, which means they have auxiliary 5th and 6th ports for each rotor to that flip open when a certain amount of vacuum hits them or the ECU tells them. So you can see down in here these little actuators, kind of sorta, can't really see them, but there's actuators in there that basically open a valve and close a valve in the iron itself. 6-port motor. On those ports, that port is fully bridge ported. So when it's idling, it doesn't brap. When you rev it out to 4500, when the ECU tells those to open, boom, full tilt, it rips. So this car made 168 horsepower on the dyno to the tires, which is pretty good for NA. It has 750cc injectors. It's tuned on a RTEC 2.1 or 2.0, I forget the number. It's basically a modified stock ECU that I can tune from my tablet. And other than that, it is completely stock besides the exhaust. We're talking power steering, air conditioning, full interior, like Bluetooth radio that works, stock suspension, it rides awesome. So this was my daily driver until I got the Black Pearl. Now it goes under the knife. So this video, I'm just going to kind of give you all a little tutorial walk around ish thing of it so you can see it before I tear it apart. So here's your really awesome stock blue leather interior. Seats are redone, looking fresh. Top's in really good shape. Has a Racing Beat turbo exhaust on it already. So my plans for this car, I have an Apex E-Power FC, a stock Series 4 Turbo 2 turbo, a water to air intercooler, a little bullet style one, and basically turbo manifolds that are ported to fit the 6-port. And I'm going to put all that on this car and take it to the Dragon. So that's the motor setup plans. I have a set of Graham Light 57S Pro is what they are. So they're the old school 7-spoke Graham Light wheel. They're gold. They're inside. Those are going on this as well. And then I'm going to put energy suspension bushings in the front and do BC Racing coilovers. So all that's got to happen in the next month so that I can drive this to the Dragon. And it is awesome. So I've had this car for 4 years now. And it's just been reliable. I built the motor, a guy in Louisville built the motor and I put it in. It was before I knew how to build them. And I tuned it, and Ernie from St. Louis helped me with setting up the tune and all that stuff, and he's who ran it on the dyno, and it was pretty dang good. So we just played with fuel a little bit and it was good, and just been driving it. So I'm excited. So I'm going to throw the GoPro on the back so you can hear it. And we'll do some driving video of it here, and then I'm actually going to meet all the RX7 people for Korean barbecue. So take some footage when we get out there, maybe if we're cruising around. So we'll see you in the car. Hey y'all, we're here at the house, getting ready to pull the car in the garage, and it'll probably be the last time it's running NA. Kind of sucks because it does run really good right now, but turbos are happening, and turbo is cool, so that's what we want. We want a little more power for the Dragon. So I'm gonna pop little flames here, some NA flames, pull it in the garage. And the next time it leaves the garage, it's going to have turbo, and we're going to be hopefully a couple weeks before the Dragon. So, preface, right now, Deals Gap is like 40 days away, or 39 or something like that. The car is going to Deals Gap, even if I have to put the NA stuff back on it after I clean and paint the bay and all that jazz. So, it's going. So, I'm going to throw some flames up. Y'all, it's happening. The hood is off. Now we're ready to take all this stuff out, and then we're going to clean it. You can see daily driver life has gotten this thing dirty. We're going to clean out the whole engine bay out, probably repaint the whole engine bay or most of it, and then it gets the snail. So this is the turbo. It's all dirty, but I'll clean it up. It's in really good shape, no shaft play. All the blades are in good shape. So that's going to go on here, down in there. All this upper intake stuff will be gone. It'll look really clean. I'm going to do my water to air intercooler right here in front of the, kind of built into the shroud. I'm going to keep the stock radiator because stock radiator and clutch fan is the best setup for keeping your engine cool. Literally, in traffic. 100-degree day, AC cranked, won't overheat because of that. So, all those electronic fan guys, I'm telling you, this is the ticket. If you can stand to lose like 10 horsepower from a fan, because really who needs only 10 horsepower, then run it. So, stock airbox goes away, all the cruise control nasty crap back there goes away, any extra stuff over here that I can delete will go away. I'll probably take this subwire and stuff out. All that will get cleaned up. This will pretty much stay like it is, but I may get one of them fancy covers for it, or maybe I'll make one myself. This stuff goes away because it'll be running on a GM map sensor and no mass airflow, and yeah, it'll just be clean. I'm stoked. Kind of, because it runs, but it'll run better afterwards. So, hood's inside, start taking it apart. Look, there's actually a rotary engine down in there. So on a Series 5 NA, you have upper intake manifold, middle intake manifold, and the lower intake manifold, which is this guy. So one thing that people hear about these is the rat's nest delete. So your rat's nest on an RX7 is all of these vacuum solenoids here, all this metal lines, all these vacuum lines that are down in here. These go to the OMP, which I deleted. This big mess over here, you got your BAC down there. That's your rat's nest. If you notice, mine's even was a daily driver, and there's still some mouse turds down in there. Who knew that mice like to hang out on running cars? So anyways, that's what the rat's nest is. We've been working on or I have, no one else is here. I've been working on this for, I don't know, an hour, just kind of taking stuff apart. The key thing I'm doing is I'm keeping all of it intact, because if I need to put it back together like this, I can. But also, I'd like to use this fuel injection setup on a different car in the future. So, this is the rat's nest and the fuel rails, but you've got breather to the air box, all sorts of oil, things that connect to your crankcase. These are the fuel lines, which I just cut them because they're rubber and I can get new ones, and I really didn't feel like messing with it down in that little hole. These are all your vacuum solenoids, so these are what tell your 5th and 6th ports to open, tell your VDI to open, all that sort of magic stuff. One thing that's cool, just because it's fun to say, on the upper intake manifold, this is called the thermo wax. And what the thermo wax does is helps to heat the throttle body during idle, or during cold start. Sorry. So during cold start, it'll help heat this up faster, so that way it works. I don't know. It does some weird stuff. And then also, oh, I was gonna say, the Series 5s have a thing called AWS, which is like all-weather start system, I believe is what it's called. And on mine, I had it tuned out. But basically, what the AWS does is it makes it idle at like 2,500 until the engine's up to temp, and then it'll go down. So like in the cold, these things will have a high idle until they warm up. Or if it's super cold, these don't run that hot. It'll never warm up, and you'll just have a high idle and think you have problems. So that's another Series 5 thing. This is the next big thing going down, so this will kind of be the focus of the next few videos. Holla if you see something cool. Peace.